What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Critical Overload here. We're going to be talking about a few different horror topics in this video here today. We'll be talking about M3GAN. We'll be talking about the Predator franchise. We'll be talking about Final Destination 7. And then we'll talk about Scary Movie 6. Now, starting off here with M3GAN, more specifically the future of the franchise. Adam Hendricks, a M3GAN producer, went on Instagram encouraging folks to go out and see M3GAN 2.0 because despite what those who are misinformed want to spread as gospel, movies do in fact need money for a sequel to happen. It does not matter how many people are enjoying a product in theaters when they are being outdone by a bigger, wider crowd who couldn't care to buy a ticket. Most people just don't seem interested in buying a ticket to M3GAN 2.0, and you can look at the opening weekend numbers as evident. Now, if you couldn't attract a big enough crowd, you're just done. He ended the post on his IG story by revealing Horror Roots will return for a third film if it happens. I don't know how this can just go back to being horror, though, in a satisfying way. Are we going to be undoing M3GAN's face turn, turning her back heel? Or are we introducing another new bot, but the tone will be more serious and horrific? Either way, I see problems. Many are arguing that M3GAN felt like an afterthought in her own movie. I myself started to think that at times, and that's because she wasn't causing havoc for most of it. This feels like a hole they just shouldn't bother even digging themselves out of. Just take the L, move on, don't ever do this again. I feel like the safest option would be M3GAN versus Chucky, but then that seems unlikely due to a scene featured in the Chucky show. Now, there was also a comment from the director Jared Johnstone addressing potential sequels. He said, "I would not be surprised if there are another 5 of these movies, so who knows, maybe I'll come back for the 5th one." Come back for the 5th one? Is he not coming back for the others? I think the biggest takeaway that I saw in M3GAN 2.0 is that if you get to do a 3rd one, make sure Akilah Cooper is a part of it. I don't see many people talking about this. Akilah Cooper seemingly was not a part of this film in the capacity that she was involved with the first M3GAN. I recall there was a time in which we were told by several reputable trades she would be the one penning it. What happened to Akilah Cooper? I said when I was watching it and when you guys watched my review, her voice seemed to be missing. I don't think Akilah would have given us that, and I think Akilah probably would have been fighting to go down a more horrific path. So bring her back, go back to horror. If you can somehow make any magic happen out of this situation anyway, it just seems like a lost cause and something you should just let die. Now, let's talk about Predator. Dan Trachtenberg talked to Empire about his ideas for Predator following Prey. He said, after Prey, I had 3 ideas. One was Killer of Killers, which I think is that animated show that just dropped. Still need to check that out. He said one was Badlands, which is the upcoming live action film. And then one I haven't done yet. So there are other awesome ideas and time periods that'd be exciting to explore. And all that's been part of our discussion for what's next. Who's up for another hunt? We got this new image of Deck, a young predator who needs to prove himself to his father and the rest of their family. Now, the one holding the weapon is supposed to be Deck's father, so that's Deck down in the corner he's looking at. Dan Trachtenberg explains why a Weyland Yutani android is also present in this film, Predator Badlands, while speaking with Empire. He said, I always wanted no humans in this movie, so I thought it might be fun to have the Predator with a robot. Then I thought, I know a company that makes robots. So that's confirmation of the brief glimpse of the eyes. Well, not a brief glimpse. That's confirmation of what we in fact saw, even though we really didn't need it. Because, yeah, if you zoomed in on her eyes, that looked like a Weyland Yutani bot. And I think the angle they're going with is these two are supposed to team up. And the Predator, Deck, in this case, is supposed to be our protagonist, supposed to be getting the movie from his POV. So I can't wait to see the film. Can't wait to see how it's all executed. The design taking time to grow on me. But I'm not really against it too much like I see other people are online. I just accept it for what it is. If it looks worse and it bothers me when I'm watching the film, I'll make sure to mention that during the review, how it just took me out of the entire experience constantly. Now, let's talk about Final Destination 7. John Watts briefly acknowledged Final Destination 7 with Collider recently. He said, everywhere I am, I'm looking for Final Destination scenarios. It seems like there are a lot of things that could kill you. I feel like New Line definitely wants to make another one. I haven't talked to anyone just yet about what it might be, but everyone had a really good experience on the last one. So I'd be surprised if we did not try to put our heads together and think of something. He also said if you're going to do it again, you have to do better. Well, that's just it. Final Destination 6 is not better than Final Destination 5. Maybe the opening premonition is, but from there, it is not. I would appreciate that the tone goes back to being strictly scary, with dashes of comedy the way it has always been. Comedy was always present, but not in the way it took over with Bloodlines. And my only fear is that because it was so successful, the reality is they probably are going to just double down on the tone that was completely successful in their eyes. I can only hope, wish, and pray that this time around when I watch it, they do it in a way that is not so off-putting to me, and I can at least turn around and say, okay, this is a more serious film, still mostly in the comedic tone, but at least they wrote it better, executed it better on screen, and I'm able to love this more than Bloodlines. I just did not love Final Destination Bloodlines, and many of you know I was really looking forward to that movie. It just completely missed the mark for me. But hopefully, whenever we get that announcement, because Final Destination 7 is going to be announced sooner rather than later, hopefully Final Destination 7 is a product that I can come on here and praise constantly like sinners. Now, let's end this video by talking about Scary Movie 6. Marlon Wayans was on a radio show recently, and when asked about Anna Faris returning, he remained tight-lipped, but said the band is hopefully getting back together for Scary Movie 6. Now, the band, of course, would be himself, Anna Faris, Regina Hall, and potentially his brother, I'm assuming. But this isn't a explicit confirmation, but it's just more of the same I think we've heard from in the past. And the two ladies have already made it clear they would love to be back. We want them back. I think Regina Hall also already mentioned she's aware of plans to have Brenda involved. So they're going to be back 9 times out of 10. If they're not back, then I won't write Scary Movie 6 off. Like I've been stating in some of my other Soul Scary Movie 6 videos, I think the biggest detriment to the later films was the absence of the Wayans, not the absence of Regina and Anna. That was just secondary to me because their chemistry is top-notch. What do you guys think about all this? Let me know down in the comment section below. If you haven't already, of course, make sure you subscribe, turn on post notification, never miss a video. In the description, I have links to all my social media accounts. I'm on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. You can message me there to let me know if there are any movies, news, or reviews you'd like me to cover in the future. And with all that in mind, guys, I will see you in the next video.